I mean when I say a real conversation? Well, if you've experienced one, I'm sure you are nodding your head and saying, yes, I know exactly what you mean. This week, I was lucky enough to have my team here at Dame Leadership challenge me on some of my thinking regarding our priorities for the next quarter. We get together every 90 days to do a quarterly review of our strategic plan. And honestly, I've been kind of mired in a hodgepodge of priorities myself, and I've been struggling a little bit to keep on task and to feel like I'm getting enough done. So when we came together, our team challenged me on what I was bringing to the table. What were my top priorities, and why was I thinking the way that I was thinking? I was very, very thankful for that, because challenging that thinking allowed me to get a new perspective and ultimately get better results for myself and better results for the team. So I was thinking about this and wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you today about how you can get to real conversations with your team members. So, a couple of steps that came to mind. First of all, think about the conversation and recognize when you get into what I call a crucial conversation. So, you need to be able to realize that the real conversation is happening and very quickly pivot and understand that this is an important conversation and adjust yourself to that. If you have time beforehand, think about the outcome that you want to get out of the conversation. That will help you get there quicker. Second, be fearless. A lot of times what's holding us back in real conversations is fear. We're worried about what the other person might say. We're worried about how they'll perceive us, how we'll come off. We're worried about what will happen. All we can do is be truthful and speak from the heart. And so I would encourage you to be fearless going into these conversations. Third, seek to understand. So whenever I get in a tough conversation, I get curious. It really helps me. It changes my whole demeanor. It changes the way I hold myself in the conversation. I just get curious. I want to ask great questions and I want to understand. Fourth, you can do some thinking about how do people respond to conflict. In the Thomas Kilmann conflict model, there are 4 different ways that people respond to conflict. And knowing each of those different styles and how people respond when put into conflict can help you navigate those waters. Because some people will they'll get right in your face and they'll get upset. Other people will really shrink back and just become silent. So knowing those different styles and how to navigate that can also help you get better results out of your conversations. Fifth, be candid, but be caring. So what I mean by that is you need to tell it like it is, but people hide behind that and they use it to be a jerk, frankly. So while being candid, you also need to be caring and think about the other person. Balance, is this right for them? What do they need to hear from you? And be honest. Be honest, but do it in a caring way. And then lastly, and probably most important, is to listen without thinking of your next response. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You can listen and take a moment to digest and think about what you're going to say next. If you're truly engaged in listening to the person, they can pick that up. They will understand that, and your conversation will go much better. So there are 6 different tips for you to use to have the real conversation. I hope this helps you. Put it to use this week when you have a real conversation come up. We are always looking for things that help you become a better and more purposeful leader. Thanks.